Hello, and welcome to Introduction to Business. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and here we are in week 8. My goodness, we are halfway through the semester. How crazy is that, right? Man. So this week you are working on chapter 13 in the textbook, and you are working on your business evaluations, or your business evaluation. So at this point, you should have already had a scheduled an interview with somebody, and you may have already done the interview. But I thought I'd go over the criteria so you get an idea of what you'll be graded on for this thing. So for starters, I'm looking for a good format, a good formatting. So no misspellings, proper grammar and that kind of stuff, section headers, just the basic kind of stuff. I'm expecting you guys to be able to write papers at this point and be able to produce a coherent paper on this. Now, there are sections in this paper, and you have some flexibility within those. So in the Word document that I attached, I gave you a list of questions that you can look at and use, but it's just a starter. This is just a jumping board for you so that you understand the idea of what I want you to do. So I want you to take the interview, and I want you to add your other questions to it. So the second part to this is I want to see you connect the book material to the real world. So if there's stuff that you've run across in the text that you're curious about, you can ask somebody who's in business about those things, and they can kind of give you their take on it in the context of their own business. So it should be a really good opportunity for you to take this kind of learning and see it in action in real life. And that's my intent there. So my second item there is that I really want you to just connect the book material, right? So it's not like you have to grill them on book items, but the book has covered a bunch of sections and a lot of interesting stuff. And I would expect at this point, you should be able to take that and apply it to the business. So you can ask them about internal motivators, external motivators. You can ask them about how their corporation's formed or their business is formed. You can ask them about their roles in management. What do they think? Management versus leadership, what are the differences, all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that we've covered in discussion boards, the stuff in the chapters, that's all the stuff that I would expect you to be putting together in the interview. So then the last part is networking. So I don't want you to just interview your boss. I want you to put some context, put something, use this as a springboard and as an opportunity to network. So if there's a company you'd like to work for, if there's a business you've always been interested in, that's what I'm looking for. Not just like, oh, hey, my spouse runs their own business, I'm going to interview them. No. That's not what I'm after here. This is a chance for you to get in front of somebody that you'd like to work for or in an industry that you're really interested in. And make some connections, and doing this paper on someone that is in that area will make a big difference. So those are the 3 pieces to the criteria that I'm looking for in the paper. So the last thing I want to talk about is just discussion board award. So in chapter 10, we were talking about the different items. Let's see, it was like the protections that the government offers. And so I'm going to give the cinematic award to Simone. So Simone, way to go. Excellent job. Simone had like a ton of pictures in her discussion board post. So, and she was talking about age discrimination, which is it's an interesting topic, and definitely in Hollywood, there's a lot of that stuff. And there's some really interesting, kind of pieces to that. So a very real thing that happens, and it's a good one to bring up. And so, but Simone had a ton of pictures in there. So way to go, Simone. make sure to check out her post. All right, guys, with that, have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. All right.